Hello dear students. Today we will talk about the criticism. Yes, DRS semester 5. Paper number 7 is of criticism. So today I thought to discuss the basic concept of criticism. You know very well that literature is an expression, or we can say that it's a form of art, verbal art. Up till now you have studied what is literature and why we study literature and what are the, we can say, basic concepts in the literary genres. So the forms especially that you studied in SAM 3 and 4. Now in TY you are going to study a new paper, and that is about criticism. So first let us identify the term what is criticism. Now in our general concept, it is known that when we feel something, then we always react upon the person, the thing, and any event or incident. So criticism means to criticize, and to criticize means it's our human tendency that we are criticizing whatever is happening around us. So that is, in general meaning, we can say that criticism is to pass a comment on anything. In our day-to-day life we are passing so many comments. It's just like a gossiping. But my dear friends, literary criticism is altogether different thing. Why? Because when we say criticism in its genuine term, then let us identify, or let us know, that the word criticism is derived from the Greek word kritikos. Now the meaning of the Greek word kritikos is to judge. Yes, judge means to pass a judgment. So etymologically, when we assess or when we evaluate the word criticism, it means that judgment. Now here, when we combine the two words, literary criticism, what does it mean then? So literary criticism is passing a judgment on the work of art. Yes, on the work of art means literary masterpieces. Now that's why we can have a very wonderful definition about literary criticism. So literary criticism is an exercise of the mind, or we can say literary criticism is the play of the mind, because the mental processes are involved. So literary criticism is the play of the mind on the works of literature. Now what types of play of the mind? When you say, then you must that means have question in your mind, that what are the plays of the mind. Now plays of the mind means to interpret the word, text, and literary masterpieces, which is very famous in the world. Not just to examine the works of literature, but also to find out excellency and defects. That means literary criticism means it's a passing a judgment on the works of literature, especially to evaluate its defects and excellency in order to evaluate its artistic worth. Now this is the complete definition, we can say. At the same time, when we say criticism or literary criticism now, then we have question, then who does it? Then what are the qualities of a critic? Of course we are discussing that in the next videos, but critic is a person who passes a judgment, not in here the judgment in real sense of the term literally, but he expresses his own thoughts. Now, when somebody is passing the judgment, then naturally he has to be impartial, neutral, and devoid of prejudices and predilections. Now, it's rather difficult to understand because we are entering in the field of the definition of critics. Now, but before that, what are the functions of criticism? Functions of criticism, when we say first, particular function is to examine a particular work, text, with its all aspects and finding, or we can say come to the conclusion whether the work has artistic literary worth or not. That is, if you remember Matthew Arnold, the best definition Matthew Arnold said about literary criticism, that literary criticism is a disinterested endeavor. Now, literary criticism is a disinterested endeavor. That these two phrases are much more important. First, let us have the whole definition first. Literary criticism means a disinterested endeavor to learn and propagate the best that is known and thought in the world. This is a complete definition. Literary criticism is a disinterested endeavor to learn and propagate the best that is thought and known in the world. Now here, disinterested endeavor. Endeavor means efforts. Efforts means try, attempt. So it's a genuine, sincere effort. Disinterested. Now interested, you know that if I am interested in Hindi movies, then these are my personal interests. So disinterested. The critic must be disinterested. You understand, I hope. And endeavor means try, attempt. So a critic should be neutral, impartial, and disinterested, as I told earlier, to pass a judgment. So same way, now identifying that definition in a broadest sense, that for example, I have selected text from Indian literature, Hayavadana, for example. You are going to study it. That's why I'm taking example of this, Hayavadana. So as a critic, I have to be disinterested. If suppose I don't like Indian literature, suppose I don't like Girish Karnad, so you have to go beyond my own interest. That's why it's a disinterested endeavor, right? And the second part of the definition, to learn and propagate, means the critic first learns that great work, and then it's also his duty to propagate in the world, right? That means he has to reach to the society, to the readers. First he himself learns and then he propagates. Okay, so to learn and propagate the best that is known and thought in the world. Now in the world there are so many books which are considered as the best and very famous, known. So the critic has to go or has to travel to that realms of best literature which is thought and known, and then he has to learn that best and then propagate. And while doing this, he himself should remain very disinterested. So my dear friends, this is what this basic definition of, and the basic we can say concept of criticism is. I hope that you are enjoying this new paper. When you are about to come to the class, we will discuss it in detail, and also I am sharing some of the e-resources in the next videos. Thank you very much. Stay home stay safe.